Hello everyone, good afternoon. May udto sa tanan, tubag pud mo.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good
Okay.
afternoon,
Good afternoon, ma'am.
ma'am.
Good afternoon po, ma'am.
Okay, sige. I think last time, no, we were able to have our short introduction with integers. So I will no longer be mentioning about that one, no, kasi tapos naman na. So we will just move on with more of the emphasis on integers itself. And aside from that, I have realized, Manggod, no, just I think yesterday, I realized na it's not really enough that we have to know the concept of the mathematics, the topics that we had, no. Previously, we were unable to have sort of strategies. We even forget, no, how to really teach mathematics in our class, especially when it comes to elementary. So I really acknowledge that every one of you here really knows how to do or how to solve integers and even the solutions, or what you call that one, tanan nga application for integers. I think every one of us here knows it already. And it's easier for us to understand integers in the sense that it is already written on our module. And aside from that, kabalo namang gyud ta ana, no, kasi pagkasayon na lang gyud niya, we are more of independent learners naman gud. However, I always see that whenever we have what do you call this one, whenever we have teaching demonstrations, we have observed that there are teachers, I mean, there are students na there are students na they lack training when it comes to teaching the subject or the content itself. So when it comes to the subject matter, it's unquestionable, no? You already know, kabaluman mo. The problem is, how would you be able to relay the subject matter to your students? So that's the reason that I have found this PowerPoint. Actually, this is not mine. I just got this from the internet kasi I don't have the time na to create. So I just got mga credible or mga reliable na mga PowerPoint presentations, no, from the internet, from the Google itself, in which it contains also some of the strategies or activities that we could use inside the classroom in applying also the subject matter, which is the integers. So as for us Munggo, no, it we matter so much with how we teach mathematics. Kasi kaya nga agi siya tawag nga atong subject of teaching math because we will be teaching math. So kabalo naman ta ani, ang ato na lang problema ani is how do we deliver? How do we apply? How do we apply the content itself or the subject? I mean the topic itself, which is integers. So we will be learning more of about something like that. Ako na lang ni siyang i-PowerPoint presentation, dili na nako siya iing-ani kasi para makasulat-sulat ko, di mo ko kasulat og gin-ani ato ang style. Yeah, as much as I would want also to use my my iPad, usahay mo labad gyud sad. So magantos sa taning atong dapat nagdala na lang ko katong kuan lagi day ba? Katong pen. Dili masaligan mo kung internet diri sa UM eh. Pati wifi di masaligan. Okay, sige. Let's start. So we will be having, this is an application of 21st century lesson. So therefore, it's more on emphasizing on the 21st century skills and the strategies that students should be able, no, to grasp and when it comes to learning. So it's more of application of integers in the real world situation. I think we were able, no, to have our introductory about real world simulations, situations, creating integers and concepts of math in a context-based experiences, applying the applicability and also mga real world, mga anak, no? So that's very important kasi nga we want to have lifelong learning, and if we aim to have lifelong learning, then we are required to give context-based learning experiences. Kasi nga, no, if you could also connect the cone of experience of the students, di ba, naman tayo direct, purposeful experiences, that's the bottom part of the cone of experience, of which it has also a greater value when it comes to the pyramid. So in short, Students itself learns best when they are part of the experience itself. Ayan. Okay, sige. So for example, we have here a warm up, think, pair, and share. I guess everybody knows what's think, pair, and share, no? So sa think, pair, and share, we are, if this will be the activity that we will be having, students will be, unsa man ni siya? Students will be finding their pair, and then they have to think and they have to share what they have learned. So for example, in this case, we have a problem. At 8 a.m., the temperature was negative 17 degree Fahrenheit. At 3 p.m., the temperature was 22 degree Fahrenheit. Take note di ay ha, ayaw din mo paghimo og ginani nga problem bitaw nga gabalik-balik bitaw ang degrees. If na mo gibutang dira nga lingin tapad sa inyong numero, ayaw na ninyo butang yung degrees diha ah. Kasi this should be read as negative 17 degree Fahrenheit. Na redundant naman good ni siya nga problem mo. Anyway, kalong papud ko nakabantay na wrong iyang pagkaano. Grammatically ha. Grammatically pero sa math, o amtay pakialam ng grammar sa math. Pero kana lang, careful lang mo ha. Pag once na gani na i-circle diya sa ibaba, ayan na mo pagbalik og degrees kay understood na gina nga degree na. Negative 17 degree Fahrenheit, diha lang taman. Okay, going back. At 3 p.m., the temperature was 22 degree Fahrenheit. Was it warmer or colder at 8 a.m.? Be prepared to explain your answer in words or with the drawing. Question is, we have here 8 a.m. During 8 a.m., we have our temperature at negative 17. What does this mean? Is this warmer or colder? Is it warm or cold compared to 22? Sige daw.
Colder, ma'am.
Old mom.
Okay.
Older mom.
So, ang maka-answer lang yun, ani, no? Ang maka-answer, of course, no, this is colder compared to 22 or negative 22. Ang maka-answer yun, ani, tarong, no, kay kanang nabi tayo mga aircon sa balay. Actually, ako, no, kay, I really have troubles when it comes to temperatures. Tapos, naka-negative na siya. Kasi, usually, most of the time, mong ba, malisod yung ko aning mga temperature. For me, ha, pwera na lang pag positive numbers. Like, for example, 32 degrees, 35 degrees. So, if we are going to say, asay mas init sa ilaha, so, malamang si 35 talaga. Tapos si 32, mas arang-arang na lang, bugnaw-bugnaw siya compared to 35. If it is already negative, and we are talking about temperature now, it's the opposite around. It only means to say that, ano ba, the lower the number, I think that's the colder, no? Colder siya compared to the higher number. So, same sa aircon. Pag bababaan mo ang degree sa aircon, naganam og ka tugnaw compared sa taas siya. So, it's just the same, but we are just talking about temperature here. So, therefore, negative 17 is colder than 22, and 22 is warmer than 17 or negative 17. Okay. So we have also here, how could you represent the following situations using numbers and symbols? So we have already discussed this one. No, the importance of the importance of identifying also the words. Specifically, if we are trying to find out if it is going positive and going negative. So you already have here the loss. Na tayo loss diri ay anong pointer man eh. Tara. Ayan. We already have the word loss. So therefore, pag loss gani, kabalo na ta nga that should be negative. The submarine is 235 feet below sea level. Then we have below. So therefore, this same, that should be negative. Okay. So this will become negative 7. And we also have negative 235. Yan. Next, talk to your partner about what you notice about the number line. So specifically, we cannot really teach well integers if you do not have your own number line the same as this. So this is our number line actually. So, extend in opposite directions. Okay, we have already discussed this one. Balik-balik ani. It's just the same also with the temperature. So, you see, awa. Okay, you have here 120, 50, 40, 30, 20, and 10. So, the same thing. So, the middle point or the zero itself, it's just the same with the temperature. Where would you represent 2 degrees above zero? So, of course, 2 degrees above zero, that should be here. Where would you represent negative 5 degrees below zero in the number 9? Then you will have here. Later on, we will be having like a sort of an example no, on how you are going to do that in your class. Or maybe some examples that you could also use. Ana. So, probably, ana, because that is above, and then you also have below. Okay, so this is what I am talking about. So this is actually good, no? This is an example of a guided practice. Kung imong taga ni og guided practice, this is an activity wherein you have to, tawag ano wherein you have to assist your students while they are doing the activity. Kaya nga siya gitawag og guided practice. In our term, in education, that is what we call specifically as scaffolding. If you could remember, no? So in the guided practice, this is actually good if face to face pa. Pero kung dili face to face, medyo sayang gid siya ba. Into tunta ni siya like for example, naa siguro sa imong blackboard na kay taas kayo nga number line dito. And then you have to give each of your students 1 star. Or I mean, 1 star nga ipapilit na double-sided. Di ba? Mas nice ang tato. Tapos you call a student, you would say, okay, 7 degrees below zero. Mahatag na 7 degrees below zero. O, di ba? Amazing. Iyang ipapilit dito. So that is negative 7. Next, climber was at an elevation of 10 kilometers. So papilit niya ang star dito sa 10. Next, 8 feet below sea level. Okay, so you have here negative 8 represented by purple star. Next, deposit of $4 starting from 0. Okay, so you have here, yan, number 4 and the 4 star. 2 degrees above 0. O, papilit na yun na nila dito, anak. Next, we have $6 profit starting from $0. Profit man yan siya. So, pumasok yan. Profit, imong ganansya, imuhang sulod. Withdrawal of 5 starting from 0. Okay, that's withdrawal. So, that's negative 5. Loss of $3 starting from 0. So, that's negative 3. So, this is good if face-to-face. Pero, I am not sure if applicable ba ni siya online. I am not really sure ha kung unsa good ni siya. I know you will be having your teaching demonstration during our practicum, no? Kasi di naman gud ka-practicum karon nga madto kita sa school kay kinsa may estudyante nato. So most of the schools here in Tagum are really doing the remote learning or online learning. So in that sense, if we are going to have our presentation, you really have to be creative as much as possible. So I don't know on how you engage your students, but in this way, no, this kind of arrangement is exactly nice. Pero nice ang tato katong ano gyud siya, no? Like sila gyud ang mo butang and something like that. But it's ano no, it's what do you call this one? It depends on you on how you are going to do that. Well, actually, this is an example of a high cognitive demand task. This is actually an example of a high cognitive demand task. Why? Because we are not just simply identifying itself, but we are experiencing it. So, dili man ni siya ingon nga you apply what you learn. So, this is application already. So, in short, it's part of the high cognitive demand task. We are not just using paper and pencil here. and identifying. So, no, it's part of an experience, no, and it's more of application. So, this is part of the high cognitive demand task already. Muna nga, nice ni siya gamiton unta kung face-to-face lagi. Pero, I don't know the interface with PowerPoint now or other, ano no, other platforms of learning. Pero nice unta ni siya yung ani nga. For example, if I am the teacher and I am presenting this one, you can access my stars, tapos you just move the stars and then i-plus star nimo siya. It would be nice sana if ganyan, no? Pero I don't know if we have already reached to the point of education nga, nging ana na siya. I don't know. Maybe soon, no? Makaya na siyang mga ing-ana. Pero there are some na ata nga mga, I think in the Google board, na am siguro, sa Google board na pwede siyang pwede siyang
Oh, I'll ask your mom, okay?
You have money.
No, I don't have
Your
money.
mama
na
got
ngayon
money.
money.
Your
It's
mama
a
have
good.
money. Why?
Adi, adi.
But it's not a food. It's a food. No!
Hmm. Ay, batang nagmaoy. Sige. Okay, so anak lang siya and then let's go back. Okay, let's move on na. Alright. So this is also another example if we will be having partner work. So assuming all situations are starting from 0, which integer represents each situation? Then plot each of your answers on the number line below. A gain of 6 pounds, okay? That's 6. Deposit. Score. Ago. Actually, it's not the years, but that's the ago itself. Pag ago na gani, it only means to say, human na. Human na. 10 years ago, yan. So it's very important to be, to be mapagmatsyag sa mga words before blast off. Withdrawal of 14. Debt of 12. That should be negative because it's debt, utang. A gain of 9 yards. Yan. Okay. So let's look at different situations now. Badi mo manghihi sa dako kadali class B. Kayo unag ko. Kadali lang gyud. Okay, sige. Going back, we have here an example. This is actually a continuation of which we are already applying the operations. Like for example, we have the mathematics, the addition and subtraction. Well, it's very hard no nga we have 15 plus negative 5. For us, it's easy to answer. 15 plus negative 5, you would really say i-minus na siya, ma'am, and then you will have the answer 10. We already got that point. However, maglisod gyapon na itong mga estudyante og sabutan na. And the question is, ngano man gyud nga ang answer nato is positive 10. And something like that. So if we will just see and unsay ginaana diri ano, dali. Okay, so for example, we have here Kate had $10 in her bank account and then she withdrew, I mean, $12. The other problem is we have the temperature was negative 15 at 6 a.m. and then rose to $25. Question: how can we represent these situations in a drawing? So can you draw a picture of each situation using a vertical or horizontal number line? So for example, we have here, Kane, we have our first problem. Kate had $10 in her bank account. So you try to note. So you have here, Kate, na siya'y $10. So say we have 10, that is positive 10. Okay, and then she withdrew $12. So you already have here the word withdrew. So kabalo na tadaan nga kana siya going to the left talaga kasi negative eh. So it's more on going to the left. So pag mag-negative ganita, that is always negative going to the left. So ano siya. So as you could see, no, that's the importance here nganong dapat makabalutaan ng mga importante nga mga words, no? Kasi we are trying to emphasize the operation and how we would also do it. So if Kate had withdrew $12, then we have to move 12 steps to the left. Okay. So from 10, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So meaning to say, if Kate had $10 in her bank account, nag-withdraw siya ng $12, magkano na lang? So Kate already has negative 2. And that's the reason our answer is negative 2. So as represented by the number line. So this is also in line with actually ato ang kuan ani no formula is darao. We have 10 plus negative 12 equals negative 2. Actually, pwede gani na dapat gani dili gina plus dira. It should be 10 minus 12. That's the reason our answer is negative 2. Pangita pagkasulat. Mao na siya no kasi we withdrew something. So di mo po siya nato pwede ma-plus kasi naagani kay G's na kuhaan gani nimo og 12 so dapat minus talaga yan. Pero the same case as this, the same rin hapon ang resulta. So if you have 10 minus 12, then it will result to negative 2. The same thing with this also. You have 10 plus negative 12 equals negative 2. Pero kung ako'y pabuton, the formula, the correct formula should be this one. Kasi this formula alone will satisfy the situation. Ani, this will not satisfy the situation for the reason that wala man ta nagdugang og negative 12 but instead we withdrew negative 12 from 10. So kailangan talaga nga 10 minus 12. It's only that the situation itself manggod 10 plus negative 12, it will always result into subtraction for the reason that they are unlike signs. So muna siya pag maabot na ta dito sa ato ang operation of integers. Lisod siya subton ba? Lisod siya subton in the sense nga wala mo gud na represent into a number 9. That's one of the reasons I was really showing to you this one kasi I know nakalimot na gyud mo ani nga concept no, the concept of the number line kasi ito talaga ang basic para masabtan sa mga bata nga ngano man gyud na ma'am nga 10 plus negative 12 equals negative 2. Nga plus man kaha na ma'am. Diba that would be our the always question of our students nganong ingana man gid ang movement ana niya. So this is one of the reasons no para at least makita gid sa bata nga uy ingani gid ay ang yang movement if we are going to use the number line. So ana siya. Okay, sige, let's move on. We have here also the temperature was negative 15 plus 6 at 6 a.m. and then rose to 25 degree Fahrenheit. So you already have the word here, the rose. So rose man ka ha, edi positive. Pag positive gani, that is always and always going to the right. So rose daog 25 degrees. So for example, if we are going to represent that one into a number line, example, di na ako magamit aning temperature ha kasi pangit di ko ganahan murag gamay ra kaayo. Let's try to draw something. Okay. Ang ato ang zero is ato na lang ibutang dire dapita. Hiwion na to gamay. We have here negative 15 no, itag 5 na lang nakuha mo orang gihapon 1 5 10 and then 15. We have 5 10 and 15. That's negative, negative, and negative. There is a picas. We have 5 10 15 20 and 25. Assume na lang na to nga ingana atong number line ha kasi kung mag 1 2 3 4 5 pa ko malisod ko naglisod gi kog sulat ani. So let's see. We have here the temperature was negative 15 degree Fahrenheit. So therefore imuhang ano is nadire. Ning saka daw siya og 25 ang iyahang saka. So we have here 25 no. Then we are going to the left. So say we have 5 10 15 20, 25. So therefore, from negative 15, naa na siya diri. So in short, our answer is positive 10. So what should be the number line for this? What's the number line? Number line. The numerical equation. This should be, sa man siya nga plus, we have negative 15 plus unsa plus 25. So our answer here is 10. So this is how you're going to represent your answer on the number line. At least makita gyud ba nga nitabok gyud og 0 unya nahimo gyud siyang positive kasi ning saka gud og 25. So you count also 25 to the right. So, at least man lang, masabtan na sa bata nga, uy, bantog ra di ay 10 po ang answer, no? Kasi, ana man na siya, pag move ka, mag-plus ka 25 to the right, maabot man dahil sa 10 jud. So, that is exactly the essence of the usage of the number line. Okay, let's move on. Yan, dara. Examples. This is actually a poster activity or a post activity. Ay, okay. Poster activity ni siya nga you are encouraging your students to create a number line, the same thing as what we've had, no? And then they will have to give their numerical equation. So example, we have Jack. Jack was on a quiz show. He had a score of 10 points. He got the next question wrong and lost 15 points. So we're going to do this. Yeah, let's try this one. He had a score of 10 points. He got the next question wrong and lost 15 points. So how are we going to do that? Let's create a number line. Pangita gid. Okay, we have 0. We have 5. 10. Kani siya ha, din ako ni ma-recommend ha. Kani akong gibuhat diri kay shortcut in town ni. 0, 5, 10, 15. And then, you also have on the left side, we have 5, negative 5, negative 10, negative 15. Okay. Ayan. So, Jack was on the quiz show. He had points. Nasya dila. And then, he got the next question wrong and lost. Nainawala sa iya nga 15 points. So, we have here 5. 10, and 15. So that's the new score now. So what would be the numerical equation? This will be, unsay numerical equation ani? This would be 10, tama ni, 10,
10 minus 15 po.
okay, we have 10 minus 15 equals negative 5. Ana. Okay, dere. Was standing on the 5-yard line. He gained 6 yards and then lost 8 yards. Sige daw. What would be the numerical equation on this? Ah, sa numerical equation, ana? Sa numerical equation, ani? 5-yard line, gained 6 yards, lost yards. 5,
5 plus 6 minus 8, ma'am.
5 plus 6, and
Minus 8.
then minus 8. Okay. So, dapat ka na. Tapos, equals n. Kaya pa mo takabalo, play answer, ana. So, if you're going to represent this in a number line, then let's have this one. At pagkapangit, good. Dito ta sa pikas, bi. Pangit, iko ganahan. Suludlon sa nako kung isabi. Sudlon sa nako ni. Okay, sige. Sharo. Wait lang. Ayan. Ang ruler sa tabi. Hmm. Okay, pila to? We have 5 yard. Tapos, gained 6 yards. And then, we have lost 8 yards. So, our numerical equation for this should be 5 plus 6 minus 8 equals n. Kasi wala pa taka, balo. So, that should be our, ano dira, And then, we have our kani. Let's try with 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Akong i-move daw, Bi, kaya alanganin. Okay. Let's have 0 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then you also have here, we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, 4, negative 5, 6, and negative 7. Okay, sige, let's start with 5 yards. So we have 5 yards here. And then we have gained 6 yards. So we have to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this would be. And then, now minusan man siya 8. So from 11 now, we will go to 8 na naman. So that should be lost 8 yards. So left na punta. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So our answer now is pilaman. This would be 3. So 5 plus 6 minus 8 equals 3. So 5 plus 6 is how much? That would be 11. Yeah, 11 minus 8, so 3. So this is how you are going to represent your answer in a number line. At least no, pag ani ang style kay mas klaro siya. Klaro siya in the sense nga, makita yun siya nimo. Unsa yun ang iyahang movement. So we have already moved to the right because of the gain of 6 yards. And then we also move to the left because of the loss of 8 yards. Okay, let's try another one. Sa pa isa ka problem dito. We have the elevator. Let me just erase this one. Okay. Okay. The elevator started on the third floor. Started on the third floor and rose to the rose up 5 floors, rose 5 floors, then came down 7 floors. What is our numerical equation? This should be may
3 plus
numerical
5
equation.
3 plus 5 minus
5
7.
minus
Okay, we have 3 plus 5 minus 7 equals n. Okay, let's try to answer this one on our number line. Let's start with the third floor. Okay, dire. And then you have rows 5 floors. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So rose 5 floors and then came down 7 floors. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you have here already on 1. So our answer is 1. Or this should be 1. So ana, 3 plus 5, that's 8. 8 minus 7 is 1. At least nakita na po nato what's the sense of the different, say tawag gani, the different signs. So ana siya. Okay, sige, last na po. Asa man tong dito last daw, be? Jose had, let's try to erase this one. Mawala gid siya ay. Mhm. Okay, dara. So ang iyang atong equation again would be Jose had $8 on his pocket. And then his uncle gave him 5. And then he spent $10 on a new shirt. What is our numerical equation for this?
8 plus 5 minus 10.
Okay, that would be 8 plus 5 minus 10 equals n. Ayaw kalimtain taon ng equals n kasi di na siya matawag na numerical equation pag wala na siya. So, ana na siya. Okay, sige, let's try to solve this one. Tayo na kay na, syempre si Yuna ra. Dali ra kita ka-answer ana, pero ato siyang i-represent kasi mo man ay ato ang sense diri ano naging anita. Okay, we have here number 8. Tapos, gitagaan siya og 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, pagkahuman, gikuhaan niya og G's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So, nano siya? Dire. Therefore, naa siya'y 3. Same thing. 8 plus 5, that would be 19, 13, tapos minus 10, so 3. So, ana lang siya ka sayon. Okay, sige. No ha? Okay, so ana lang yun siya. Mura na siya ang sense diha ang iyahang gusto nga mahitabo. Okay. Ato ha, extend sa doon akong PowerPoint. Doon sa sunod ato. Okay, let's have okay. So place the following integers on the numbered line. We have 6, negative 2.5, 3, negative 6, 5, 3 and 1/3, and then negative 1. So if that would be the case nga naa na bitaw kay mga ing-ani, no? So all you have to do is to convert them into decimal. And you try to estimate also. So medyo lisod ni siya in the sense nga naa na kay mga point something. So, ikaw na lang magbana-bana, ana. At bana-banaon na lang na siya nimo. Okay, so these are just, some of the mga teachings, mga, suggestions. Internet connectivity. Without the internet, you may not have full functionality for some lessons. Correct. Okay. Mga ano na lang na siya, mga tips and suggestions. Yan. So, I will be giving you this one. I think na-send na yata na ko ni siya yesterday, pero I will be sending this again para inyo siyang mabasa-basa. So, by tomorrow, I don't know if what are we going to do, pero please do not forget to continue with your high cognitive demand task katong for the first examination, because you already know nga good for 2 exams to siya. That's for first examination and second examination. So might as well you try to finish that one kay para mahuman na gyud mo. So probably mga next week na siguro ta maka-exam. I hope mahuman na to siyang sabay sa TLE kay para masabay pud mo exam, para dili kay siya ingon nga anang tagi-tagi. So ana lang siguro. Okay, do we have any questions or unsa pa na diha? I guess none naman siguro, no? Wala naman siguro tayong mga concerns with regards to this. So if there would be no concerns anymore, then we will just see